Hello and welcome everybody to this next flight in our European Union tour. As you would have known if you have been watching the last two videos, we are now in Schiphol, Amsterdam, and we arrived here from Berlin, Tegel. Berlin being Germany being the first country in a European tour, and then the Netherlands, Amsterdam as our second country, and we are about to get ourselves ready to do a good deal of flying today. I do have a lot of time off, a lot. I do have at least 6 hours to do it, I think, hopefully. And I thought that would be perfect to get us started on the British Isles. And as we have also discussed, we will do it in a specific order. We could do just UK and then Ireland, and that would be fulfilling the criteria of one landing per EU member country. But I do feel a bit sad that we are missing out on both Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, and I do think that it's only fair that we give those individual countries a visit and salute them, as well as England. So we are going to do a bit of hopping around on the British Islands today. Hopefully we'll do as much as we possibly can, and once we are en route on our flight today, I will give you a short update on what I have been thinking about regarding this here EU tour and the flights for today. From Schiphol, Amsterdam, where we are parked now, here at Charlie, I think we just parked at Charlie 10, yeah, just next to our arrival parking, which is here. What we'll be doing is basically going to Belfast in Northern Ireland, so it's quite a long first leg, and from there we will be scooting around back and forth on the islands. We'll be going, I can't remember the routing now, I think it's to Cardiff in Wales, and from Wales to Edinburgh, and from Edinburgh we might either go to Dublin or to London Heathrow. Either way, then we'll do one of the ones first and then the other, and then call that the British Isles. We are in our Scandinavian Saga Viking livery, beautifully parked here, beautiful aircraft, the Boeing 737 SIBO mod here in X-Plane 11, where we are using virtual reality, as you can see here. And if you're interested in the specs I'm using and what plugins and add-ons and whatnot, then you will find it in the description below this video. I can see the tracking is a bit squinty. Maybe I should have dusted off my headset. Oops. But hopefully that will be fine. Don't really have much else to say for now, other than maybe we should just make the most of the time we have at our hands and get started on setting up our flight. As you can see on this yellow text floating around here, we are online as always on the VATSIM network. Now today is Thursday morning, early European time, so I don't expect much or if any ATC, but hopefully it will pick up during the day. Now I can unfortunately not fly this evening, where usually VATSIM is the busiest, but we are hoping that somebody will be online during the day so we can get some ATC. Unfortunately I can't really decide the hours that I fly, and now I have some days off and I can do some flying, so it will be a morning flight. Nonetheless, we will enjoy ourselves. So let's just jump right into the cockpit. You can see we are getting some fuel on board, getting ready for today's flights, and we will jump straight in here. And I can hear the cabin crew are already hard at work, so we'll just close the door and whoop, come on, close the door and leave them to their duties. Okay, so we're sitting here at Charlie 10 in Schiphol Airport, cold and dark, and we will get started on our setup process. So first things first, just check that we have GPU connected. We don't, so that's connected now. And we can start popping on some power. Here we go. And we can pump up some lights on everything here. And you can come on. You. And you. I need to get... Oops. You. So now we'll get a message from the cabin that they're ready to go. That's... This here switch just automatically releases some
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Yeah, no, not yet. Toots. Okay, so that's all set. So we'll just do. Yep. Do our testing as we always do. Nope. As it should be. And we can pop this on. That's working fine. Nothing looking out of the ordinary here. Lights test. Good here. Okay. Let's reset. And get some background light. Now I do expect the weather today to be absolutely perfect for flying. As you can see, it's a clear day. We do have weather from active sky. I did check the weather before starting the video, and we do have clear skies here in Amsterdam. Very beautiful weather, and not too bad on the British Isles either. So quite calm day in Northern Ireland where we're going. A few clouds over mainland England, but nothing that will block too much of our view, I think. So we should have a beautiful look at our Orbex scenery that we have there. Okay. So we were at the lights test and they were good, so we can move down here. Good, stowed up. Good. 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 TCAS test.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust. Climb.
Nope.
Climb now. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Crossing. Climb. Climb. Crossing. Climb. 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 Clear of
Good.
conflict. Descend. Descend. Descend.
45380.
Descend. Crossing. Descend.
Zero.
Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now. Increase climb. Increase climb. Increase descent. Increase descent.
And just grab our flight plan.
Vertical speed. Maintain. Maintain vertical speed.
So
Crossing.
we have
Maintain.
53.
Monitor vertical speed. TCAS test. Pass.
So we have 53 tons, about just above 100 passengers here. So now doing something like this. There we go. And what we will do is that we will take $13 tons of fuel, and we won't really refuel. Now we are actually able to go to yeah. So we would be using, I think, 2 to 3 tons, 3 tons on this trip. And so what we could do is something like this. It's fun to play around with not having to refuel. So we should be at just below our landing weight. Will be quite heavy when we'll be landing in Belfast. and we'll try to use as much of this fuel as we can, I think, on today's journey, just to give us a bit of more challenging, do some challenging stuff here. Okay, so that's all set. And our alternate, of course, is Dublin for this first leg. So let's just get started with setting up here. So to our position, we are at Eham, Amsterdam. And we're going to EGAA, Scandinavian 511, which will be our call sign for throughout this voyage through Europe. Just confirm EGAA. That is confirmed. Okay, very well. And we'll be at 38,000 feet on this leg, so go really high, but I think that's as high as we will ever go today, being that the other legs are quite short. Boom. And we can start on our route. And we will depart Amsterdam at 18 left, Berkey 3 Echo, and from Berkey we go to via the UL 602 on to Mimva, and from Mimva we will go by Lima 602 to Nalax. And from Nalax we will head onwards on the Lima 46 to Ramsey. Mr. Lining done. And from Ramsey we will go by Mike 147. There we go. To rope up. Mike 146 to Ipset. Confirmed that Ipset is correct. Ipset is correct. And from Imset we'll go on the Papa 6. Belfast. Nope. And it will put us directly to runway 25 in Belfast. So let's just see here. Now I do think something has quirked up in the setup here. Let me just do a check. I think the SimBrief changed something from what I actually set it to, so I do think we have departure runways bit off here. Let's just... It's basically the runway I were planning to go from was 24. And it has not done that. But we'll just take a look here. So 25. Right, that's Yankee 25. No stars available. Okay. As you can see, there is discontinuity. There. And what I will change as well is the let's just look here. Runway to runway 24. And we'll do the one Sierra instead. Give us Berkeley to it will not let us take that route, but we will just do this. Hopefully that should sort us out and put us back to what I originally intended. Execute that. Do the performance, zero fuel weight, and I forgot to look at our reserves, which today will be 2.2. We do have a lot of fuel with us, so this should not be an issue. Cost index, as always, and 380. And we'll find our wins. $278.50. 278. And -1. There we go. Execute. Outside temp is 14. And we'll do a 24K takeoff with flaps 5. V2 of 149. That is set. 5.5 units D-stab. There's the daily. First time I touched the yoke. Reverses. Startup. And I cannot, by the life of me, find the issue. So that's set. 5.5 units. Yes. Okay, so now the interesting part is the planning here. So yeah, right turn, looks about right. And I'm particularly interested in the arrival here. Yeah. So it will basically fly me straight over the airport, and then back on final. So yeah, the final looks nice. It's just maybe it's a circling that wants me to go on Belfast. I would like, just before we go, just to have a look here. I'm not too familiar with Belfast, so it'd be nice to see if it wants us to do a approach over city itself. It does not have any sits, so what we can do is an this is ILS Yankee for a 2.5. Yeah, here it is. So basically, there are two ways, the way I see it. Now we have the Bellevue here, straight out of the airport. And we do have some terrain here. Let's just look at the altitude set on the bell for 0. Yeah, so basically this approach here will not require us to go straight over the bell. Tell you what we will do is that we will delete the Belfast, delete this point here. It's just execute this, and then we'll have a look. See here, that looks more correct. We're coming over the RSC here. Yeah, and then we'll just monitor it as we come along, and as we arrive at the Charlie Foxtrot 25, should be at 2500. And then there's a missed approach already in there. Okay, so that's all good, I think. I'm happy with this. So we can pop you down here. Yep. So we'll just hide this here for now. Let's have a look at the altitude. We are 260, we will put it in 250. Might as well do that while we have it here. Okay, so we'll just hide you for now. So that's the FMC. We will come back to our approach. We will do a flaps 30, I think. We'll just monitor our weight. It will be a quite fast approach due to our weight, but we will manage. We'll just have to take a look at the runway. We can adjust accordingly, of course. So we will be taking off from runway 24, pushing back facing south here from Charlie 10. Then we will taxi along Alpha. And nice long runway as well. So actually we will just do what we'll do is taxi along, push back facing south, then we'll taxi along Alpha, and at Sierra 7 down here we will enter runway 24 and take off facing southwest. Now let's get our next chart. That will be our departure. X2 Sierra. Where are you, baggy 20? You're hiding from me. Baggage 10 now, that's why I cannot find you. Also a little voice in my head saying, look back, you got it wrong, look back at it, it's not 20. So baggage 10 is right here, which means it's a right hand turn. Onto Schiphol. Basically a right hand turn. We will steer a little bit left and then we'll do a straight right hand turn over the North Sea towards England, towards Baggy. There ain't much to look out for terrain wise. Other threats: Eham, busy airport, loads of things going on, but in the sim now at this time of day it's really quiet. So we'll not worry too much. So basically we will fly a runway heading 238 and we will compensate for 1 degree discrepancy in X-plane here. Then we will at 40 meters from Schiphol turn left to track 224. So insert it. Where we will intercept Papa Alpha Mike and do a right turn to intercept 329. In case of any issues, I'm happy with this here. Just need the initial flight clearance at 6,000. So set. Okay. So in case of any issues, we will just climb runway heading to flight level 30, and we will do a right hand turn over the North Sea, come back, self-vector self back to approach for our departure runway. But that's just in case of any issues, engine failures or anything else that we will take with this into the air. So we'll just tune Schiphol. Here we go. Schiphol is tuned, and we'll tune it on both as to not to cause confusion. So Schiphol is tuned, departure maps are out, our taxi map, and we're pretty much getting very close to saying goodbye. Don't know the word in Dutch, but it's been a pleasure. We had a really nice flight into Schiphol, so if you haven't watched that video, then you could do that. We had ATC, and it was a beautiful flight and a nice arrival here. Oh, just need some coffee. So what I'll do is I will kindly ask the ground guys to bugger off. They are very much so done by now. And we will close the doors. Get some pumps going. Get the APU started. Oh, come on. On. Good. Bit chill in the cabin, but not too much. On you go. On. And we'll have LNAV to guide us there. Okay. And take a look. Doesn't look like I can't see any issues here. So as soon as can request a pushback just to get him going.
Grounded cockpit. Tow is driving up.
So as soon as we get the APU available, we'll go on. There we go. Where's the APU? That's that. And we'll just quickly skim through oxygen tested, navigation transparent display switches is auto and normal. Window heat is on, pressurization mode selector is set to auto. Flight instruments, heading and altimeter, we did check the altimeter, we can do it again. Ah, good thing. I was a bit, did have some gnarly feeling that something will miss.
Echo Hotel Alpha Mike Airport information.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed.
Weather
Ready to connect.
168 at 4. Visibility 10,000. Sky clear. Temperature 14. Dew point 12. QNH 1025. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Golf.
025. Is set.
Echo.
Oh. I was a bit Speedy Gonzalez there with getting us on the way. Set. So I will just adjust you. I think actually we need to go to minus. So we need something like this here.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
So we can actually go to 89. There we go. That's looking good. Okay. And I would just like to get my trusty Swift client in here just to abide and comply with the WATSIM rule, which is that we will have to monitor Unicom. So that because we do not have any ATC currently available. Cannot see any writing here. What we can also do is just have a quick swift look at the VATSIM map to see if we have any aircraft on approach or nearby that we need to look out for. Some people don't ride on Unicom, me included, because I cannot ride in virtual reality. Simple as that. So we do have some ATC in London control. Might actually be visiting his, not just be, nah, I don't think we'll get over his area, actually. I see him. Plenty of aircraft here, but I cannot see anybody really taxiing off. What are we, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, don't see any conflicting traffic actually, so we'll just take good use of that. And I can pop you back in here. So we go, shut it down and continue with our checklist. So I'll just do a quick sweep because I do not want to end up having forgotten anything else again. Set not required. Down to 5, it's a barrow. $45 0040004045 057 checked. Okay, do the horn again. So I think that should be it. Parking brake is set, engine start lever set to cut off. Before start checklist, flight deck doors are closed and locked. Fuel we have 14.9 tons and pumps are on, all pumps. And passenger signs are on, windows are locked, MCP V2 of 1490. Heading 237 and altitude set to 6,000. Takeoff speeds we have 141, 142, 149. CDO pre-flight completed. Rod and aileron trim is free and 0. Taxi takeoff briefing is also completed, and the anti-collision lights can now come on, and we can release the parking brake. Prepare for our push.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Starting 2 and 1 in sequence. Starting 2. And I do always mix up if I had the EHAM or the Frankfurt scenery, and it's actually the Frankfurt scenery I have, so this is default Amsterdam scenery, I think. Should be. I hope it is, because we can get in some fuel here. Because I think any payway scenery really should have better textures than this, and at least the jet bridges that move back and forth and so on. There's the starter cutout. Firing up number 1. Can't see any other aircraft in here, another Scandinavian livery. Have a British Airways on the other side there. Put in some fuel. Sunny day in the Netherlands. Starter cutouts. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and there. UGT dropping, looking good.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Parking brake is set, so
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
okay. We can do controls check. Full forward, full back, full left center, full right center, right rudder and left rudder, and looking good. Okay, so we can blank you out. We can set flap 5, RTO. And we can do our before taxi checklist. Generators on, probe heat is on, anti-ice off, isolation valve is out,
Tow is
engine
disconnected and bypass bin has been removed.
continuous.
Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time, and have fun up there.
Recall checked, auto brake RTO, engine start levers idle detent. Flight controls are checked, ground equipment is clearing, and hand signals will be on the left. Taxi checklist completed. And again onto Alpha, onto Sierra 7 and runway 24. There's the hand signals. Bye bye and see you next time. We can and I will take the weather radar and you can take the terrain radar. And we'll just keep a good eye out for traffic. I see people are starting to log in for today's flight from Amsterdam, so it is starting to fill up a bit here, but that's all good. And here is Alpha coming up. We have this guy there. What's this? What's he up to? See. Let's do some other runway perhaps. Quite sure. Maybe he's going to another terminal. We will just stick to our plan. So I'm sorry guys if I'm a bit quiet, not too partying. As mentioned, it's quite early in the morning and I need to wake up a little as well. So it's very easy to just forget about the recording and everything and just focusing on what you're doing here. So. For 6, Alpha 7, we're looking for Alpha 8. Which is this one here. And then a 07. There's Alpha 8 07, so for the sake of good order as well, before I did file the flight plan and create the flight plan, I did check with real world traffic takeoffs and landing, and real world traffic were taking off from runway 24. So we are at least in accordance with that now. That guy, it looks like actually he's going to the cargo terminal. Maybe he landed. Yeah, he's going for the cargo terminal. So here we are at runway, and we'll just slow down here and we will pop the lights on. And we will do before takeoff flaps 5 green light, stabilizer trim, 5.5 units set D-stop and GARA. So there we go. We are ready to go. And short final looks very clear. Okay, onward to our next destination, Belfast in Northern Ireland, which will be part of our tour of the Great Britain before the Brexiters. Looking for 237.
On runway 24.
There we go, that will do us very nicely. Yeah, 236, but that will be okay. So we'll just look for 40, about 40%. And stable, set the timer, and toga. Little bit of right rudder. That's 80 knots.
80 knots.
Remember, we are quite heavy, so we're looking for 141.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
And gear up. Nicely trimmed for now. Just leave the flaps in for now.
1000.
Slowly begin to head to 224. Flaps 1. I'll keep it at 10 degrees, that's should do us nicely. Bug up. And we can get us down, trim us down to about 10 degrees. And flaps up. Oops. And VNAV. Come on, day. And I'll quickly clear us 10. And I'll clean up while we enjoy this beautiful view of the Netherlands, and I never even did secure them. I will just do that for now. So, after takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on, packs are also, landing gear is up, and all flaps up, no lights after takeoff checklist completed. And we are turning. Bump you up. Looking good, so we'll clear us just to a final go. And we can release the cabin crew. There's the Dutch beach and the North Sea towards the UK. And I will just need to check on my butt kicky. And there's 10. Okay. So I promise I will do an effort today to try and be more actively looking out the windows, as I know I do have a tendency to be very focused on my instruments here. Passing 12, so I will just go back to the butt kicker issue, because I noticed I really need to kind of write it into the checklist, check your butt kicker. And sorry, I just need to send a message here. Okay, so we're well on the way to the UK. It will not be long before we will be able to see land, so I'll just pop me back a little while. Let's take an FO's perspective on things. There we have the Netherlands disappearing as we're heading northwesterly towards the UK. Oh, let's just have a look here. And actually, I will see if I can do a quick get a quick cabin view of things. As we are leaving for Belfast. So basically this here leg will be the longest for today, I think. So I will get the map out and let's have a look at what's in store for us. I just need to adjust the wire behind me, sorry. Here we are turning towards the UK. 298, 38, 38 set, and 38. There we go. That's buggy. And of course we have Mr. Escobar with us today. There's Belfast. Arrival. .117.2. Oops. That's not what we're tracking now, so we'll just leave it at Schiphol for now. So, a bit of cloud here, but nothing that we'll go into. Let's, we can have a chart here that roughly shows our routing. It will be a little bit corrected as to the changes we put in. Boom, boom. Lot of pages to go through before we get to the charts. Here we go. So basically now we are somewhere around here, and we will be going over the central part of the UK. Not going to get into the HCC area. We are going to go over the Manchester-Liverpool area by the looks of it, over the Irish Sea, over the Isle of Man, and straight to Belfast. Now the reasoning, I have been throttling away on the previous flights on our EU tour about the British Isles. Now if you look at a map of the EU, let's get our maps out actually. We're in a calm state of flight now, so you have good time to do all of that. So move to we are, yes we will. What we'll do, just make things easier for ourselves, is to put it down like so. There we go. So here we are over the English Channel. slash North Sea. I think the channel officially is down here, but we'll call it the channel. On the way to England. Not getting near any ATC, unfortunately. So what we'll do is that we'll cross over here to Belfast. And what I wanted to do from Belfast is to go then from... I don't want to do like short hops like so. And it's just... I think that's a bit silly in an aircraft like this to do such short hops. So if I can avoid that, I will. So basically I'll go from Belfast down to Cardiff and Wales, and from Cardiff we'll go on to Edinburgh, and from Edinburgh we will go on to Dublin, and from Dublin we'll go either to Manchester, I haven't decided it, or to London Heathrow before we will leave the EU for Luxembourg. Okay, so that's the plan basically, for the British Isles. And the reasoning, I could... Let's get the pictures out. Where did I put the pictures? Here they are. Now, as you see, if you look at a map, the British Isles are made up by the United Kingdom and Ireland, and the United Kingdom being Wales, England, Scotland and Northern Ireland, as seen as one sort of country. Now, that would make things easier for me because that would save me a lot of time flying, but flying in a flight sim is not about saving time flying. It doesn't make sense, like driving your car to the gym, right? And I really want to experience these places as well, and really want to go to Scotland, Wales, and I do want to go to Northern Ireland. So what we have done is that we have divided up the United Kingdom and go to each of these places, so nobody feels left out or under prioritized. So now we are starting out by visiting Belfast, then we go on to Cardiff, from Cardiff to Edinburgh, and from Edinburgh we'll just skip out the United Kingdom again and go to Ireland, and then back to London Heathrow. Now we could also just to stay within the United Kingdom, instead of going from Edinburgh to Dublin, we could go from Edinburgh to London, and then from London to Dublin, and then Dublin, Luxembourg. That is a possibility. That will make the leg out of the British Isles a bit longer, because when we come back to mainland Europe, it will be because we are visiting Luxembourg. There's some coffee, and as you can see, as always, my awesome paint skills have come into play here with coloring the countries that we have already been visiting. So we have been to Germany, we have been to the Netherlands now, and soon enough we will be reading out all of this area here before heading on to little Luxembourg down here, which will kick off our path southbound in Europe. First, of course, France. I think we'll go to Nice. Then from Nice we will go to, I think we'll go either straight to Lisbon and then Alicante, simply not to make the Lisbon flight too long, because from Alicante we have quite a flight onto Italy, so basically half of the Mediterranean, and I think we'll go to Naples, and from Naples we could go to either Corfu in Greece, or we could go to actually Malta. I think it isn't greened out here, but I need to check. I do think that Malta, being its own country in its own right and being a European country, I think it's a European country, I need to double check, but if it's so that Malta is a European country, then we will definitely have to go. So just stay on top here. 82, and I can also pop you down here. Set and correct, and we should be fairly close to the British territory now. And then I think that's why I'm getting a little bit of lag spikes. That's the Orbex loading in for me. So basically smack in the middle of the sea here. cruising along nicely. And we can release the passengers as well. Okay, so I did have another chart. Now this is me just playing around, okay? Now don't mind them, there might be some discrepancies, and I even left out Malta, so we'll have to correct that as well. But basically, Amsterdam, and that is already changed. Instead of Edinburgh, we'll go Amsterdam to Belfast, then Belfast to Cardiff, then Cardiff to Edinburgh, then Edinburgh to either London, Manchester or Dublin. Fiddle around with that, and then to Luxembourg, Nice, Lisbon, Alicante, Naples, and possibly Malta. And from Malta I think we'll go straight to Cyprus, and from Cyprus to Corfu, from Corfu to Varna in Bulgaria, from Varna to Split in Croatia, then to Bucharesti, I think it's called, in Romania, from Bucharesti to Trieste in Slovenia, then to Budapest, I might be wrong, don't shoot me if I'm wrong, in Hungary, and from Hungary to Innsbruck, famous Innsbruck in Austria, and then to is it Budapest? I'm not sure. Yeah, then to Slovakia, and then to Prague in Czech Republic. Then onward we head into our Eastern European tour, which is Warsaw in Poland. Then I think it's Vilnius to Tallinn, from Tallinn to Riga, and from Riga to Helsinki in Finland, then to Stockholm, then to Denmark, and our last country then will be Brussels. Now, as you can imagine, that's quite a project, so I don't know how long it'll take. Let's say here at least that, if not more distance. That's the distance, so I think you can up that quite a lot. So, but yeah, that's the plan. Exciting, eh? So let's just have a look at Vatastic. This is the trial map. You'll find the link on the Vatastic. I quite like it. Quite good for VR because you can do stuff like this. And I could even zoom in and get more details. Stansted, 80s and everything here. So it's updating quite nicely now. It seems more stable. This here page didn't load as quickly before. So that's good. So this is the Manchester waking up, and we have Stansted alive. Those are the two places I expect ATC from the most today, because they are quite active. Maybe Dublin. And yeah, not completely alone here. There are some aircraft out and about. We actually have a company traffic from Stockholm to Dublin, early flight. Let's have a look at the weather. And we can update it as well, just to have the most recent. So we are somewhere around here, yeah. And a bit cloudy, but it's okay. So we will come in over Great Britain here. We will have some clouds and some rain. I think it'll be pretty much looking the way it looks now. And just fix this here. So we are cruising now, nicely. And we'll come into Belfast and just zoom in here. In Northern Ireland, Belfast. I think it's here, yeah. So we have QNH of 1015. So quite a pressure change there. There we go. And I can even, if I'm careful, get some more information. So we have 8 knots. And oops. And we're doing the Yankee 2-5. There we go. And airport. We have a runway heading of 248. Yeah, so the wind shouldn't be any issues. Very nice weather for flying actually. Few clouds at 13. Broken at 47, yeah. Nothing serious, nothing really. Quite a calm and nice flight. If anything, a bit boring. So not much going on there. So let's get some facts, because we do tend to use this tour also to enlighten ourselves, because we should always be learning, always be exploring this wonderful world that we live in. And you don't need to learn a bunch, but if you can walk away with just one fact, so that's what we're trying to do here. So let's get some information about Northern Ireland. Now, I do see that pops up a lot of troubling news here. Now, I have been hearing some worries about the conflict in Northern Ireland. Everything should flare back up due to the Brexit, but I do hope that they can sort it out, and that people can get the peace that they deserve and live out their lives in peace, really. So we have 1.87 million people living in the Northern Ireland country. Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom. The country is known for its Norman castles, glacial valleys and mountains, Celtic and Christian monuments, and coastal links. Golf courses. Capital city is Belfast, and it's home to the political murals of the 20th century Troubles conflict and the Titanic quarter, showcasing the redeveloped dockyards where the famous ship was built, and contemporary museum Titanic Belfast. Capital Belfast, dialing code, population. Yeah, so let's do some fun facts. Won't do all of them, but Belfast is the second largest city on the island of Ireland. Northern Ireland, along with England, Scotland and Wales, make up the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The land that makes up Belfast has been occupied since the Bronze Age. The 5,000-year-old henge known as Giant's Ring is located near Belfast, and Iron Age Hill fort remains still present in the surrounding hills. History, It wasn't a fun fact. It's a fact, but it's still a fun fact. When the US Civil War disrupted Europe's cotton supply, Irish linen experienced a revival. Linen companies flourished, and Belfast became the world's largest linen producing area, hence the nickname Linenopolis. Yeah, and I think that froze up my... has a tendency, I don't know why it has started doing that, but doesn't really like it when I'm using this, so that means I will have to get out of VR to reactivate my my desktop there, so I won't do it right now. But anyway, that were some facts about our destination. There wasn't any national anthem. I don't know if there is. If there were, I have missed it anyway. I do check with Wikipedia, and normally they have national anthems, but there wasn't any there. So Nothing to see other than clouds. Should be within visual range of the landmass here, but we can't really see anything. Frames are steady at 20. Yeah, looking rather good, so it's okay. Yeah, so let's just check out our progress here. We have 186 nautical miles to top of descent. So let's just review a top of descent, shall we? Just to make sure that we don't have any surprises. Nice to catch any errors or issues early on. You do have the time to deal with it. So we are at flight level 380. That should give us around 127 track miles for descent, right? And it basically puts us at 100 track miles for our descent. So what we'll do is that we'll just monitor and make any corrections if need be. So 38 to 32. What I'm basically looking for is something out of the ordinary, like you have 2 miles to lose 5,000 feet, something like that, something that's clearly not yeah. So let's while we're at it, get some situational awareness going here. Have our 5-mile ring, and let's have our 10-mile ring. Let's get our forecast as well. There we go. So we do 31, 20 and 10. Two 27387 and 87 and 26559 59 and 25440 25440 and execute that. So it basically gives us 100 track miles to top of descent, again, which is a bit offensive, I would say. I would prefer to be at least at track miles 115 instead of track miles 100. Just to avoid overspeeding and stuff like that. What we can do is that we can initiate it just a wee bit early and then have a little more pleasant descent rate instead of barreling down at 3,500 feet per minute. So we are still tracking Schiphol, and Belfast is not to be had. So soon enough we will be starting to put in our information here. The minimum is 468. And from the judging by the weather, this is the approach we will be flying. So might as well just put that in there. Oop. So that's set. 248. Set. And we'll just set 248 here as well. Boom. Well, actually, we do have some weather coming up there. The reason I'm saying weather is normally you wouldn't really be that worried about this. There's just nothing that isn't this is not an issue normally, it's just precipitation. But if anything shows up on your weather radar in X-plane, then you pay attention, because then it's heavy, even though it's green. So I could fly through it. I have actually had icing on the wings after 30 seconds in a green blob. So that's one of the things with X-Plane 11. If you're new to the sim and you use Active Sky, and generally the sim is very finicky, I think the word is, with the icing. It takes almost nothing, and then it ices up your wings, and it reacts like it's overreaction galore actually. So it'll just drop you out of the sky. So that's also why you will see me normally when you just put on your engine anti-ice up here. I do actually also use the wing anti-ice, which would normally only be used for departures, but I will pop that on as well, simply because the X-plane will build up ice on your wings within 10, 20, 30 seconds when you're in the wrong weather conditions. So yeah, so we lost Schiphol, the tracking there, so that means that we will put in 10990. Set, and let's see if there's something we can track here. Not really. Nope. So that is set, the minimums are set. Shoot. So yeah, that's basically as prepared as we can be, I think. Do have 230 track miles to go, and it will give us 100 track miles to descend 38,000 feet. And which you can imagine, that's That's quite a rate, actually. So we'll need to, I think we'll need to descend a little bit earlier than that. And the weather is nicely clear of us. To our right. And we are over Great Britain. If I were just having a look at the window. Just coming up on York, and I think what I will do is while we're cruising along nicely and we with heads well above water, we will I'll just jump quickly out of VR just to reset the issue I had with the window. Nothing going on the text yet, so nice and quiet. Bit more weather coming up now. Still to our right, so just need to keep an eye on it. So I'll just put this here on my yoke and be right back. That was that issue sorted. Now I have found that the issue is that somehow the mouse latches to the scrolling wheel in the window, and that freezes up the movie VR. It doesn't like that. Not one bit. So I just need to adjust the headset again. Get my controller, put it in my lap. And how are we time-wise? Okay. Been airborne for 40 minutes now. And of course, if you're wondering, tend to forget to chatter away about it. I am sitting in VR in my rig. You can see a different video about my rig. So basically, when I stretch my arm out full length now, my body is well seated in the seat, and my head is on the neck rest. Down here I have my right leg and my left leg, the top of it. My body is here. Now we have some lag spikes. And when I stretch my arm all the way out, this is how far I get on one stretch. So, as you can see, it gives you a whole other perspective. Sitting in VR is something completely different than pushing hotkeys and shortcuts on your keyboard and looking on a screen. It's like flying through a keyhole, in my opinion. But we all have our preferences, and for me, VR is the thing. Yeah, you do lose a little bit of this and a little bit of that look-wise, but for me, it looks very, very realistic. And I have no need to spend weeks and weeks to take awesome screenshots and outside views on my 2D screen with settings all cranked up to maximum, because I know people in 2D screens are also, just like VR guys, never quite satisfied with the FPS or the way the clouds look or something like that. And for me, I think the clouds are looking fabulous, and mind you, these are default X-Plane clouds. These are not ultra weather XP or X Enviro or anything like that. These here clouds are pure X-Plane 11 born and bred, and they look good enough to me. So typical British weather, a bit cloudy. Manchester just over here. Just grab some more coffee. Getting dry by speaking. So there's Belfast. And you can see there isn't much discrepancy from the direct route which we're on now and to the track miles. We're talking what, 6 nautical miles actually, so I believe that we're just flying, yeah, basically straight ahead, making a slight right turn and then onto runway heading. Yeah. And let's just get our Move VR going. That's a nice view. So, Move VR. Get the desktop in. Just curious about the traffic in our area. Yeah, not much to speak of. Do have a KLM coming here. Bet you he's heading to Amsterdam. Yep. From Pearson, so he's been on a quite a long trip. Bet you he's happy to arrive. Now there are most people that do long haul, I do know, and I do of course understand it, that they start the flight, go on to cruise, and then they go on doing other things, go to bed, watch TV. They don't actually monitor the flight that much. And then they just land. And I do understand that. I would not like to sit here in VR just staring out the window, monitoring the aircraft for 8 hours, all by myself at least. Then I would have to live stream or something, so I at least would have someone to chat to. Then it would, if I were to fly it in a co-shared cockpit or something like that, or even having a live stream chat going, that would keep you preoccupied. But just sitting like this would get quite boring. Now I am guilty of, I have done a few. I think the longest flight I have done is from Oslo to Palma de Mallorca. It's about 3 hours and 30 minutes. And I am guilty of having YouTube and Spotify open and just listening to music and chilling and relaxing while in cruise. But hey, there should be some advantages by doing VR flight, right? Or flight simming. So just checking on the KLM, because there is a good chance that we are on the same route, and he's at 35, so we are well clear of him. And we're just monitoring so we don't descend into him. And of course we do have some traffic. I think they're on the ground. Yeah, he's on the ground. And let's get the latest weather. So what I'll do with this here flight, I will not do one long UK 3-4 hour video. What I will do is, I think I will, once I have landed in Belfast and are at the gate, I will stop the recording. I will quickly whip up a new flight plan for our next destination, which will be Cardiff. I will file the flight plan and everything, and then I'll start a new recording, so it'll be different videos, so you don't have to sit on a 3 and 4 hour, even 5 hour video. That would just be cruel. So I will split it up into each flight leg is one video. Do it like that. And I will continue flying today for as long as I can. And for now I have at least, I think, 4 hours 5 hours maybe of flight time left to do today, or where I'm actually able. I will have to, of course, make myself some lunch at one point. Don't have any flight crew coming in with the lunch, unfortunately. And this is the longest leg of the British Isles tour this year. So the next leg should be pretty decent as well. Belfast down to Cardiff, where we have Orbeck scenery, and from Cardiff back up to Edinburgh, and then Edinburgh. Actually, Edinburgh and then Manchester would make good sense, because then it would be a short hop to Dublin, and then Dublin onto Luxembourg. But I really don't want to leave Great Britain via Dublin, because it's such a long flight onto Luxembourg. What I would much rather do is take London, Luxembourg, so we might just we'll see what we'll do about that. But for now, we'll focus on our arrival into Belfast and take it as it comes. I promise you that we will be visiting all European countries, all 27 or something. I don't know how many it is. I haven't really counted. We could, of course, do that. Just need to have a look at our track miles. So 159, yeah. Let's just get our picture up and going. So let's start from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. Yeah, I would need to check the Malta thing, and Cyprus as well is a European country in its own right. So we need to. But it is, I think it's 26 or 27. That's plenty to visit. Bit sad that we can't go to Switzerland. I would like to go to Geneva or something like that, but we'll do that some other time. And of course, here's a part of Russia, Klaipeda, and Belarus, Ukraine, I think, yeah, Turkey, Albania, Macedonia, I guess Bosnia, Serbia, yeah. So it's all good. And of course I am using Project Fly to mostly to just keep track of where we are, how, when and where we flew, and of course the all important landing rate calculator. So there's our, I'm sure that's our KLM friend. Coming in here, showing up at just 1,000 feet. So it should be at yeah, actually he is higher. No, so he's at 39. So, but we have a good 1,000 feet separation, so it should be good. And we might even actually catch a glimpse of him. There he is, 15 miles out to our left, just a tad above us. Can't make him out just yet. We would be if it were nighttime. So he will pass us at like 8-9 miles at the closest, and just 1,000 above. There he is. There's our KLM buddy. Hello, Mr. Philip. Hello, Philip, and thank you for flying on VATSIM. I hope you had an enjoyable flight from, I think it was Canada, by the looks of it, and soon you will be in Schiphol. So that's something I enjoy about VATSIM as well, that you actually have that vibrant environment around you, traffic and everything. So yeah, let's pop you up again. And we are now at 137 track miles. So what I would like to do is go down to flight level, preferably flight level 300 soon. Now we do have quite a strong headwind, so I will delay our descent just a little bit. And I'm sure because Simbrief does do very good flight plans usually, and does take a lot of things into account, weather-wise as well, and so does VNAV. So there is a reason behind most of the madness that is going on. Can't see any other traffic really that should pose any issues. I think he's underground, EasyJet. Altitude, yeah. So he isn't even airborne. So shouldn't be any traffic, and I would doubt it, really doubt that there would be any ATC. So let's just yeah, Q&A is the same. Weather is pretty much unchanged as well. And what we have not done is, okay, don't tell the VATSIM guys. Actually, stupid me, I didn't monitor Unicom, so that's why the text box has been so quiet. But now we are monitoring, and we haven't come close to anyone really. Haven't done anything too wild. So at Getno, I would like to start my descent. And now we have been cruising over Great Britain, and when we come to Ireland, we'll be entering also for XP scenery. But I haven't really noticed any issues with the FPS, which is delightful because we do have some clouds. Of course, it does become a completely different story once I get close to the ground and close to the clouds. So we will see what happens. Okay, so closing up on 110 track miles, and we really should be getting down now. So what I'll do is I'll initiate the descent to flight level execute, and we will be doing vertical speed and a nice 2,000 feet per minute. And now we can also begin to revisit our approach speeds. So flaps 30, 148, and we will check that later on, but for now it is inserted. And then we'll go direct to Umbok. So at arrival we should be at 11.4 tons with our current load of 53. That's 64.9. That is correct. So closing up on 30. But that would have, then we'll put that as our first step in our descent. And we'll go slightly low on the vertical speed here. Not quite yet though. We'll just keep it there for now, actually. So we need to be at least above flight level 350 due to terrain and other obstacles. That's the Isle of Man.
Thousand to go.
Okay. Missed approach. Continuous climb to 3000 straight ahead. Then a right turn. And back basically for a new approach. So we'll go to 307. Boom. On to knob key. Go to level change, keep our speed nice and tidy. Clear ourselves to 15. Flight level 150. It's always a good practice to speak out to yourself if you can, even though you feel like an idiot sitting in your room with your wife, your kids all alone. But using the right, I'm not good at it either, I forget it all the time. So, but say, okay, we'll set flight level 150 because you will incorporate that into your brain muscle memory, so to speak, so that it will flow more naturally once you sit with a controller and you get input from the controller. It will be instantaneously, you will not be sitting, flight level 15, what's that? It will just be natural to you. Coming into profile now, so we'll be crossing over the profile. There we go. And instead of a dirty dive, we have now initiated actually what is a quite pleasant descent. So shortly we'll be re-engaging VNAV. VNAV. There we go. It'll pitch up slightly. We'll go a bit low on the speed, add a little thrust, but it's okay. There we go. That's VNAV just working. Just to test it. VNAV working a little bit, trying to get the profile. It will capture it eventually. So we'll just have a short look at the runway length. We will have a good long runway, on 9,000 feet. And I think we will be going to this apron here, which means that we'll be doing it's a bit tricky actually, because we only have 2 real good exits. So that's terminals here, yeah. So we do have exit Bravo, which means that we to reach that we should be just a drag alert. That's fine. It's a bit fast. Diving down now. We'll just keep monitoring it. Looking good. Let's look outside. Still just clouds to be seen. Entering actually what looks like to be the upper parts of the clouds. We'll just monitor the temperature as well. And no traffic really, so let's just close you down. Let's see if we can...
Echo Golf November Sierra Airport.
No, I don't think we'll get any ATIS, automated ATIS, until we're almost on short final, due to another airport in close proximity. So actually either we'll do Bravo or we'll have to go all the way to the end of the runway. So it's either hard brake, that's assuming that we'll do a good landing and we'll hit the threshold, no float, or we'll have to go all the way to Delta 1. If we're not cheeky and go onto the other runway and take Charlie 1. We'll do auto brake 3. There's a wall of clouds coming in, so yeah, just to make absolutely sure, and we can see the passengers as well. So 1,000 to go, so we can. Speed is still high, but it's good. Yeah, so that was just a single clown, wasn't it? But there's somebody calling me. Just need to have a quick look who that might be. I think that's some sort of salesman. We'll just shut that down. Not taking any calls now. Mobile phones should be off while in flight. Coming up to the decel point. So what we actually can do is just add it up just a tad, and I'll keep it there. Just give us a fast dive here just to give us a way to slow down later on. Mind you, we need to be 140 at Ipset. That's not too long from now, so and we will bust that for sure, but I'll be down to 5. That will make us a bit low, but that's what we want, so that we can do a bit of a flatten out, break up, or break down, sorry, speed until, so yeah, so that's about 10, come off. So what we'll do now is that we will go down to 270. There we go. So we'll pitch up and slow down, and we will set, and we have 230, and we have set the barrel for 6.8 at minimum. Standard is 101. Oh, sorry, QNH 1015. Re-ref is 30 at 148 plus 5. That's 153. We will just revisit that now. And that is still current. So that's our descent checklist: pressurization checked, recall checked, auto brake set 3, landing data is flaps 30, and our minimums are set. Approach briefing is completed. Here we are coming in. And we're getting a bit high, but that's okay, not actually catching up to the profile and even at speed we want to be, so we can slow down even further now. Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for landing. And we can tuned, so good. India Alpha Golf tuned and set. Not much to be seen. I can see that we are just cruising above the clouds. Pretty soon we will be cloud surfing. One last check.
Echo, Golf, Alpha, Charlie, airport information, Oscar 0820, Zulu, weather, wind 202, at 10, visibility 10,000, sky condition, ceiling 1,600, broken, ceiling 2,700, overcast, temperature 14, dew point 12, QNH 1016, advise on initial contact, you have information, Oscar. Echo Golf Alpha Charlie Airport information. Oscar 0820 Zulu weather.
So we'll do flap 1, speed check. We'll do here's the cloud at 11. Cloud surfing now. And we'll do flaps 2. And the scenery from Belfast, I haven't actually loaded it in, so hopefully everything is loaded correctly. I can't remember the creator. It is freeware scenery. You can find it, I think, on the org. So just do a search there and you'll find the Belfast scenery. So we are in the clouds now. It's at 11, looking good. Bit high, but that's planned. It's what we want actually. Keep us in idle a bit longer. FPS is good thus far. Should be visual quite soon. Check
Echo
again.
Golf Alpha Charlie airport information Papa 0.
No, so we're looking at we're looking for Echo Golf Alpha Alpha. So out of a layer of clouds, there's another layer below us, I think. So we're in a cloud sandwich now. It's at 13.
1,000 to go.
180. Just a little while longer, we'll go flaps 5.
$2,500.
Flaps 5. And there's the radio altimeter calling out, so we should be actually on a transition. And V now on approach.
1,000 to go.
Missed approach altitude is set. And we are looking for 248. Cabin crew, please be seated. So
1,000 to go.
imagine that we are clear to land. And let's go. Gear down, flap 15. Still no visual, so didn't expect, to be honest, that much clouds, this much clouds. So should be coming out of them soon enough. 7.5 miles to go. There's a bit of rain. We do have a tad above. Actually.
Echo Golf Alpha Charlie airport information.
Echo Golf Alpha Charlie airport information Romeo 08.
So landing checklist. Altimeters, they have been set already, that's our approach. Engine start switch continuous, speed brake is now armed. Landing gear down, 3 green, flaps 15, holding on landing flaps 30, and we are looking for 148 at touchdown and 153 on the final. 5 miles out, still no visual are established, so one last check for that.
Echo Golf Alpha Alpha Airport information Sierra 0820 Zulu weather wind 202 at 9er visibility 4300 sky condition 900 scattered
Flap
ceiling
30.
1400 broken light rain temperature 14 dew point 12 QNH 1016 advice on initial contact you have information Sierra.
So 1016, just correcting, and turn you off.
Echo
And we will and try to stay somewhat stabilized. Now we are manual flight. For some reason the threshold light just went out there, I don't know.
1,000. 1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Approaching 25.
Got a bit low on the speed, so I need to just there we go, nice and slowing down a bit now. Easy on the thrust. Keep the touchdown zone inside.
Approaching minimums. 500.
Weather reloading.
Minimums. 400.
Flight slow.
300.
Ended up a bit low.
200.
slow. Flight slow.
100.
Flight slow.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Nope. I have a suspicion of what happened there. So we'll do reverses. Ended up giving us quite a firm touchdown.
80 knots.
Yeah. So just cancel the reverses and cancel the auto brake. It's cancelled now. So we'll need to go all the way to the end. So basically what I think happened there,
4,000 feet remaining.
if you noticed right before, I think I need to turn it on. I have turned on in active sky. I have
3,000 remaining.
Yeah, I know, Raz. So in active sky, what we'll do this cheeky thing. There's no traffic here. We'll just enter the other runway, and then we'll so we don't have to go all the way down. So we'll just do a shortcut.
Approaching 17.
Shortcut on this runway. Anyway, what happened is that the weather reloaded on very short final, and what you saw was me being
On runway 35.
quite stable actually for the landing. The weather updated, and I do think maybe that the QNH.
Echo Golf
Let's just
Alpha
listen.
Alpha Airport information uniform 0820 Zulu weather wind 202 at 9 visibility 4300 sky condition 900 scattered ceiling 1400 broken light rain temperature 14 dew point 12 QNH 1016 advise on initial contact you have information.
I don't know. I suspected that the QNH changed and the altimeters somehow changed. It just seemed like we popped down. All of a sudden we were very low. And the flare didn't really go too well, so I suspect let's say I hope for a landing rate at between 400 and 500 feet per minute, but I fear that it's even higher than that. But as long as we're below 600 feet per minute, it should be definitely be okay. But But yeah, not. I really like the approach actually, but for some reason it just cocked up at the end there. But we did get down, and mind you that I do have failures and error or G-forces and overspeeding. So is this the apron? That's cargo, so we need to go onwards here. So I do have all that enabled, so if I hit the runway too hard, the aircraft would crash. So we're definitely within our technical boundaries. Albeit it was a hard landing, there's no getting around that, I think. So is this... I think we need to go a bit further actually. Haven't been to Belfast before. So there's a stand there, but we will go down to, what is it, Ryanair Park near him. Yeah, so bit more weather than what I had expected, to be honest. But we're good. As I say, every landing that you can walk away from is a good landing, so... That us getting low there by the end, and then... But also, mind you that we are quite heavy. We are still on 11.3 tons. Let's park it here. There are no gates or jet bridges in Belfast by the looks of it, so... Well, let's just try to mimic the parking of this nice Ryanair livery here. I have no marshal either, so I think that should do us nicely. What we'll do is set the chucks, connect the GPU, just skip the... we could do like this. And of course we should have... I was busy talking. And you can come off. And actually we'll just go to ground power and so there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Belfast in Northern Ireland on what I think is a typical Irish weather, a cloudy and rainy day. Not too much wind, and we had a quite nice flight here of 1 hour and 25 minutes. So that is our landfall on the British Isles in what is United Kingdom, and we had a nice flight here. Let's just get this all set up for our turnaround, because I will do a turnaround. So we can just clean up you. Boom. Go there. Off and off with you. Didn't do too much cleaning on the taxiing. And you can come off as well. Off you go. And we are on ground power. And what we'll do is get some air stairs. So we need this one, and this one, and this one, this one, this one here. And we don't need fuel. And we'll open this. Yes. There we go. Done. And you can just pop you down. So, go to standby. And we're set. And we'll set our turnaround timer so that you, if you join the next video, can see exactly how long it has been since. But let's check our parking. Let's have a look outside before we check off on this. I forgot the APU, didn't I? Yeah, off you go. There's the ground guys getting ready. And this is the, sorry, not Dublin, Belfast. Stanton. And not on the mark, not on the money, but we had no real guidance, so that's okay. It's good enough. It's a very narrow line. That's my. I have excuses for anything, as you have, with no doubt, noted by now. So here we are in Belfast, ready to end our flight leg, and I'll just jump back into the cockpit again. We have ended the flight leg, yes, and we can start the cruise services. And what we will also do is have a look at our landing rate. Now, this is not something, some days I'm looking forward to it, but today I'm not looking forward to it because it will be very hard landing. I could of course excuse myself with, yeah, it was raining, we need to really put it down, and we were very heavy. Actually very close to our max landing weight, so yeah, there's our landing weight, 429 as predicted. But to be honest, it's okay for a wet runway, so we'll be happy with that. So we'll complete the flight in Project Fly. Complete. Here we go. Boom. There's our flight. Okay, nice flight. And we are on. We are on our third leg already, and we are Northern Ireland. We have made landfall in the United Kingdom, and soon I will have a flight plan ready that will bring us, just close this down, that will bring us to Cardiff, which is all the way down here in Wales, where we have Orbeck scenery, and I can't wait to go there. It'll be a bit shorter flight than this one. So I do thank you for watching, and hope that you will subscribe and like the video, as it helps the channel and helps me build the channel, and it helps getting out the word of we are flight simming, and of flight simming in general, which in the end will benefit us all, because the more people flight simming, the more money there's in the industry, and sad but true, if there's money in an industry, good developers and things will come to that industry, hopefully. So with those words, it is Henrik the Cloud Surfer and Saga Viking Scandinavian livery signing off, and see you shortly on our next flight from Belfast to Cardiff. So thank you for watching, and see you soon.